All right, this is a Cougar 32 BH bunkhouse fifth wheel. Just want to give you some of the basics. Your spare tire is located in front, so if you get a flat, what you want to do is have a wrench with you. They do not provide a wrench, but generally a wrench from your vehicle will remove the tire. It does come with a Series 24 deep cycle interstate battery. There is a battery disconnect. We're going to be showing you that in a second. This battery is located in front. There is a solar charging system on top of the roof system that will keep this charged up. These are your docking center lights. You just push the button on off, just a typical light switch. This is your propane tank system. There's an auto changeover valve located on the other side. You simply open up your tank. It's going to go to whichever the arrow is selected on the auto changeover valve for you. Okay, here's your docking center right here. As you can see, the water heater bypass, when that's in the off position, that means water will flow into the hot water heater. When it's the on position, it will bypass that, so you won't be getting hot water here. Very important to make sure that that's in the off position. Notice the winterization system. That is for when you want to pump antifreeze out of a 1 gallon jug. You can put a hose onto that. It will pump antifreeze through the system utilizing the pump for helping to winterize the camper. This is your city water connection, just a conventional white water drinking hose, which means it's a vinyl drinking hose. You hook up to that. This is to flush your tanks right below that. You just hook up a hose and that will flush your black tanks, okay? Battery disconnect switch located right there. Your key satellite system, solar panel hookups. This is your auto leveling jack system and battery disconnect for that. So auto leveling is pretty straightforward. Left, right, you push it in the centered auto level, your power button that turns it on, and then the controls are pretty self-explanatory, up, down. There's also an owner's manual for that too, so if you have additional questions, all right? As we're making our way around the camper here, notice this is the discharge. The large 3-inch discharge is your sewage. The 1.5 inch is your gray water tank. Okay, we're gonna walk around the camper here. It is a good idea after you go a couple hundred miles to chuck your lug nuts again on your tires just to make sure nothing is potentially loose with that. You have a secondary discharge located back here. This is because this is also a rear bathroom. So it actually has 2 points of discharge. So keep that in mind. You can use a Y adapter to connect these two if you'd like. This is your freshwater fill. You simply unlock this, insert a hose into this, and that will fill your freshwater tank. Your disconnect cable that comes with it, we provide you with a 50 to 30 amp electrical reducer, as well as a 30 to 15 amp adapter on that as well. This is your utility hitch, which you can attach a bike rack if you'd like to that. It'll slide in. It's a conventional 2-inch receiver, so it'll take anything that is 2-inch. It is not recommended for towing. It is simply a utility receiver recommended for a bike rack. This is your outside kitchenette. You have hot and cold running water in this faucet. It does drain into the gray tank. And then of course, your exterior stove here. It is a simple push and light grill system, and you have a 110 refrigerator. This is not a 12-volt refrigerator. It simply operates on 110. Okay. Your steps, they just simply fold out. This vent for the hot water heater, for the furnace, can get extremely hot. It's a good idea to keep people away from that. This is a condensation tube for the refrigerator. If water is dripping out, there's nothing wrong with it. It is normal. It removes the excess moisture in the refrigerator. This is your hot water heater. We're going to show you how to operate this from the inside of the camper. You'll notice there is a little on-off button down here. That is simply for your 110 side of the hot water heater. Simply push that on. It'll operate on the 110 side, and we're going to control the gas from the inside. We'll show you how to operate that on the in-command docking center here on the inside. Okay, so much of the coach is controlled from this docking center here, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on this. This is your power button that turns us on. To enter this, 0000 is the code. Notice the lights, your HVAC systems, your slides, and your settings all come up. If you want to operate your HVAC system, all you do is simply click that on. You can select what mode, if you want your fan to come on. This is our front AC, and you can set the temperature up and down based on these side arrows. It's a pretty self-explanatory system. If you want to stop this or schedule this, you can stop this from operation and shut this off as well. That's cool, off, fan, and that's it. Okay? To return home to the main portion of the menu, your lights, this will operate your bedroom lights, turning those on and off. Ceiling lights. There we go. Again, just like a light switch, pretty straightforward. Sometimes you have to tap the controls a couple times to operate them. Again, to get back to the main settings, this is your slides. You've got a switch that indicates your front wardrobe slides, your sofa dinette bunk. These will slide these in and out. Again, self-explanatory. Awning, same thing. Push in or out for how you'd like that. There is awning lights on this as well. Okay. Your lights, your HVAC. This will tell you the levels of your tanks. When you want to operate your hot water heater system, to operate your system on gas, all you have to simply do is press that. That will turn your hot water heater on gas. And if you want to shut that off, just tap this tap button. That'll shut that off for you. Electric, gas and electric, so you can make them function both at the same time. Okay. Water pump, that simply turns your pump on. It lets you know the voltage currently. It'll come up to pressure, and then it's an on-demand system. The pump will stop. You can leave that running non-stop if you want. You will not affect it in any adverse way. Okay. Some additional settings for your Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. You can change your passcode and stuff like that. It's kind of fun to fuss around with a little bit. You can change up the system as you see fit. All right. All right. This is our bedroom. Notice next to the bed there are some USB hookups for charging your phone at night. You have an emergency escape here. If you pull the red levers and push out of the window, the window will pop out so you can get out of that. Here's your additional light switches. Even though the switches are controlled by the in-command system, there are additional light switches. Well, the reason we're coming in here in the bathroom is we want to show you this ground fault plug. Oftentimes I get calls from people not realizing that they've popped their ground fault breaker on this plug, and then what happens is they have no 110 power to some of their outlets. Best thing to do is check this. If the button is popped out, it means the breaker has popped. Just push the reset and it'll pop back in and reset the lights. You do have a fan up here. This is a 12-volt fan, exhaust fumes and stuff like that. This is your cable hookups, standard RG6 cable. Smoke detector, make sure you have a good 9-volt battery. There's a new fresh battery that we've installed in it for your safety. Fire extinguisher, again, for your additional safety. Good to know where that is. Kind of keep that in mind in case something happens. Your keys, we typically always locate those around the faucet for you. And there's your wonderful TV. It is included with your remote and your baggage. There's a package that has the explanation of some of the components and the appliances. And same thing with your stereo system. They'll kind of walk you through that a little bit. Fireplace, real straightforward. You've got an on and off power button that will turn the fireplace on. These will select fan speeds and notice how that kicked the fireplace on there. All right. You'll see the temperature controls. You can adjust those up and down as well as the fan speed with these various buttons. Real straightforward once again. And that just shuts the whole power to the system down. Your overhead lights, they're operated off a dimmer switch located on this back wall. In this model, we have a gas electric refrigerator. It is designed in that if the button is depressed, it turns it on. You'll hear a beep. It'll check the system to let you know it's operating properly. If this button is in the up position and it goes to the auto, it will go to the most convenient power source, which if you're plugged in, it will go to electric. If the button is raised up, it will switch to gas, so it will be forced to operate off the gas system. When you want to shut it off, depress the button again. The best way to know that you have 110 shore power is to always look at your microwave. Microwave, real straightforward, just like you'd have at home. No different. When you go to operate your stove, real straightforward too. You'll see this little flame that's on the button. Rotate it to the flame. This is your igniter. Simply turn that. That will spark ignite that. And the same type of operation happens for your oven. On this stove model, there is lights that will illuminate the handles at night. If you decide you want to turn some LED lighting on to illuminate it because you don't want to have the overhead lightings, you can do that as well. On your fan exhaust, you do have a fan control here and a light control. This will help to exhaust any smoke from those rough days of cooking. Nice oversized fridge again, just kind of let you take a look at that. This dinette table will fold down. Cushions will go across. That does make into a bed. This sofa will fold out. You remove the cushions. The sofa folds forward, and you can make a nice bed out of that for some additional sleeping. Here's the kids' bunk room back here. They've got their USB hookups. See those USB hookups right down there? Cable connections. And again, this unit has multiple air conditioners, which can all be controlled from that front in command system. So you can toggle through the various air conditioners, and that should show you how to operate the unit. Anyway, thank you again for your business, and I hope these basics have helped you out. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to give Kyle at Lakeshore RV Center a call at 231-740-6225. Thank you and have a great day.